Exodus 16 that people will always complain. The Israelites were complaining about food and not having food. They forgot about all that God did for them in Egypt, and they were complaining. And we also know that God is a provider. God provided food, manna and meat for the people of Israelites. So we know that God is a provider. We also learned that we should trust when God, we have some, but we don't have plenty, but we have enough. We should trust that God is going to take care of us, because the people decided they were going to take manna in excess, even though God said they should take enough for their families. And we read that there were maggots in the food and it smelled really bad. So we have to trust God that maybe He's provided enough. It's not in abundance, but it's enough. But we should trust God that He will provide, because He said He's a great provider. So when we read the Ten Commandments, we learn a lot of things. God says that we should love Him more than we love anything or anyone. And we know that sometimes we do not really obey this commandment, because a lot of times, sometimes we even love money more than we love God. I should have done this video and posted it yesterday, but because God has given me enough money, enough resources to be able to go, but because of my love of money, my love for extra money, I decided to take extra work yesterday, and I was not able to do this video and post it yesterday, when the day I was really supposed to post it. So we all fall guilty of this, and God says that we should not make an idol of anything. Sometimes we make our clothing an idol, we make our cars an idol, we make our houses, our material things an idol. So sometimes we are guilty of it. We think making a wooden image or a stone image is what he's talking about. All those things, all material things, money, all those things can be an idol. We also learn about we have to respect our parents, and no matter what the parents did to us, or they not being there or being there. I heard about Joyce Meyer's testimony, and this was very powerful. Here's a case that the dad sexually molested, and when she was a child, like even from childhood, not just when she was a child, from childhood till she ran away from her house. But before when God had to take her to another dimension in her life, she had to go back and forgive her dad and take care of her dad, respect the dad and take care of the dad. So this is deep. Forgiveness is a huge thing for God, and respecting our parents and honoring our parents is a big thing for God. And this one commandment that comes with a promise that we will live long. So no matter what our parents have done, we have to forgive them, and we have to respect and honor them. And this could be a struggle, but we have to pray to God to give us the strength to be able to do that. And we know that we are not supposed to commit all these sexual sins, fornication, and adultery. We are not supposed to do that. And we have to pray for the Holy Spirit to give us the strength to be able to overcome sexual sins, because it is a commandment we need to obey. Our temple is our body is a temple of God, and we need to keep it holy. And we also learned that we should not covet for other people's things. We should trust that what God has given us is enough. And we all have different destiny, we have different timelines, and we all have different purposes assigned to our lives. So for one person, God needs a person to do something based on the assignment. God may give more, or based on what the parents have done. Just like we read, God can bless from generation based on the ancestry, the good things they done. They may be ripping off of the blessings of the ancestors. So we should not covet. We should just trust that God has given us enough, and we should not covet our neighbors' things. And we know that we should not hurt people. We should not steal from people. We should not try and hurt other people. We should not try to tell lies upon other people to get them into trouble. And there are a whole lot of commandments. And then the next slide, I'm going to have the commandments there. And in Exodus 24b, God said, build my altar wherever I cause my name to be remembered, and I'll come to you and bless you. This is deep. So like whenever God does something for us, we need to stop and do something significant to show that we are thankful for what God has done. Bill said, build my altar wherever I cause my name to be remembered, and I will always come to you and bless you. This is deep. And when Exodus 20:26, it says, and do not approach my altar by going upstairs. If you do, someone might look up under your clothing and see your nakedness. So God is very thoughtful. So I think now we have to be mindful of the clothing we wear to church and everything, because even here as a case, the guy is telling them that don't go upstairs. You don't doesn't want people looking at under your clothing, see nakedness. So God is very thoughtful. So that means we have to be very more covered up when we go to church and stuff, because He doesn't want people seeing our nakedness. And next week we're going to finish up Exodus, and I just rushed through Exodus 16 to 20. So next week we're going to sum it all up, like that 20 more chapters. We'll just sum it all up. I'm not going to talk about every practical lesson, but I'll just pick some and we'll just sum it up, and we'll finish Exodus next week. So hey, read it, because there are a lot of lessons. I just picked some of them, so read it, please. Okay, God bless you.